Bills receivable book. Now many times what happens is that in case of credit transactions, credit sales, okay, bills receivable are relevant in the case of credit sales. What can happen is there could be a person A and there could be a person B. So A sells some goods to B. Okay. Now A believes that, I have sold goods to him. I have raised an invoice also on him. Let's say this is the invoice. But what if B does not pays up? I mean, he can tomorrow say, I don't know what this invoice is. I don't know if I have received goods. Right? So in order to ensure that the payment is received, or at least B acknowledges or accepts or agrees that he has purchased these goods, normally A will insist that, you give me a written acknowledgement that you have purchased these goods. So this written acknowledgement or confirmation can be in either two parts. One is something called a bill of exchange, or it can be a promissory note. Now what is the difference between these two? Both of them are acceptance by the buyer that he owes a particular amount to the seller. A bills of exchange is drawn by the seller and accepted by the buyer, whereas a promissory note is drawn by the buyer himself, acknowledging that he has to make a payment to the seller. Once the seller gets this bills of exchange, what he can do is he can also go to a bank and tell them that basis on this bill of exchange, so let's say this bills of exchange is worth rupees 10,000. He can also request the bank take this bill of exchange and discount it. Discount means what? The bank is going to give 9,600 or whatever. He is going to reduce some discount from this money depending on the time and the creditworthiness of B, and pay the balance to A. On the due date, when payment comes from B, the bank is entitled to the entire amount. Okay, we'll understand more about bills of exchange in the separate detailed chapter. But when we talk about the bill receivable book, a bill receivable book for A, this bill of exchange, A the seller, is known as bill receivable. For B, it is known as bills payable. If the number of bills receivable is very high, then we prepare something called the bills receivable book. Again, there are various columns in the bills receivable book. The first one being the serial number. The second is the date of receipt. Right? The third is the buyer or the party from whom it is received. Okay? Then you also write date of bill when it was drawn. You write what is the term of the bill, what is the maturity date. Right? And in case it is payable at a particular place, the place of payment. And finally the amount. In some cases, depending on things, you can also have an additional column which says how was this disposed. What you mean by this is whether you have discounted it, whether you have received the payment. All these things can be mentioned in this particular column. At the end of the year, the total of the amount column is posted to the bills receivable account.